or should I say is the Dark Vader. May the Force be with you. Hey, so we still doing the, because it's October, we still doing our little Halloween mass, part of our show. Just keeping it fresh as we do, showing you a couple different interesting masks. And this Darth Vader mask, you know the history behind Darth Vader and so forth. I don't consider myself to be a dark-minded individual, but what I'm going to talk about this week is a rather dark issue. And that issue is a possibility of our government shutting down completely. Right now, many federal employees have been furloughed due to the Obama administration and John Boehner's Congress not being able to sit across the table from one another and come to some resolution that will enable us to keep our government running. We have already missed the window of opportunity to fund and keep the monies available to fund Obamacare and other programs that our government provides. Now we're faced with defaulting on our obligations as a nation and not having an opportunity to raise our debt limit or debt ceiling as it's referred to before we default and we end up having our credit rating reduced to the degree that we will not be able to go to the IMF, International Monetary Fund, for assistance, because it's almost as if we sat back and due to our indecisiveness was unable to protect those interests. Our country is a great country. We have helped a lot of other countries. We are a superpower still, one of the last remaining superpowers, and a lot of people in Europe and other nations, some of the nations in Asia, they depend on America doing the right thing, our leaders that is. And unfortunately, due to party interests or self-interest, should I say, it appears that we're not able to do what is in the best interest of the country. Simply put, when the Republicans or the Democrats put their party and its interests before the overall interests of the nation, that is a serious problem. I like talking about things that are positive and not so dark, where there's some or a certain degree of optimism within those issues. But this is a situation that we really have to ask ourselves, what are we paying our politicians for? Are we paying them to put the screws to us? That's what it seems like. I've spoke previously as to, issues that are economic in general, that involve our overall well-being as a nation, talking about the overall debt ceiling and the overall GDP, of our nation, which is approximately $14 trillion annually, and our obligations that we pay out, which are approximately $2.8 trillion, and then that we're spending about $3.6 trillion a year, so almost $1 trillion more than what we're generating in tax dollars and revenue. So there are obviously a lot of things that we need smart leaders in our government making the right decisions. Without leaders who have the best interests of the nation, first and foremost on their radar, we're going to continue to just have tug of wars and play politics and so forth. What I hope is that here in the near term, we have approximately 10 days from the day that this broadcast is being produced to come to a resolution so we can get our government back up and operational, so that people can go back to work, they can put food on the tables for their families, maybe for the politicians it don't really mean that much, because I'm sure most of them are pretty wealthy individuals, or they have enough residual cash in savings or on hand that they can sustain and provide for their families for a while. So maybe that's part of the problem. You know, they're not normal common folk who are, often have to rely on that next paycheck. I know it's always said living from paycheck to paycheck is not a smart thing to do, but unfortunately a lot of people don't have any other option. They don't live from paycheck to paycheck by choice. They live from paycheck to paycheck due to the fact that they only make enough money to meet their obligations, for the next 2 weeks or what have you. They're not banking thousands and thousands of dollars in between pay periods so that they can address future concerns, or financial concerns, should I say. The bottom line is, as I said in a previous interview, we cannot sit back and let a handful of individuals destroy this nation. We cannot sit back and accept, the apathy and the dereliction of duty that we see that is being displayed. If we do not come up with a permanent solution, an immediate solution to these problems, we will see so many individuals unnecessarily suffer and lose what they've worked for. You better believe that the banks are still going to expect people to meet their financial obligations. And so this is going to put people in the red further, and where they will default on their home loans, their auto loans, and so many other purchases that they have made that are significant in their lives. So I want to plead to our government this final opportunity and say, get it together, put your heads together, pull off the gloves, whatever you got to do. Come up with a solution. Come up with an immediate solution. Put our country back to work. Do that without delay. Do not continue to subject innocent people to your foolishness, to your unnecessary, nonsensical approach to running this government. Get it together, and get it together now. And if you can't do that, as I said previously, pack your desks out, go find something to do, go fishing, whatever it is you want to do. Because if you're not taking care of the country's business, then unfortunately someone else needs to get in there. You took an oath. You didn't just go and fill out a job application and say that you wanted to perform the duties and the services that you provide as a congressman or a senator. If that doesn't mean anything to you, taking that oath, then it's sad. And it's obvious that some of you congressmen and senators, it's just an issue that, you look at, you're on a job like the average guy. Your position is far too important, and you need to get serious about what you're doing. This is your boy Phantom. As we always do, keep it real, 100, we out.